So if you guys have been watching my live streams about The Witcher Blood Origin and been watching my review, FYI, I've been making a review of the series. You probably didn't get the notification for that video because it's new style content, and YouTube's like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you making this kind of content? Go back to what you always do. If you guys missed it, go check it out. I made an entirely new playlist for my actual TV show reviews that I'm doing for 2023, so go check it out. But when it comes to The Witcher Blood Origin, I've had a theory ever since I heard of this story that they're using this Witcher Blood Origin, and you can go back in my live streams and see me talk about this. They're using Blood Origin to kind of reboot the series for The Witcher, season 1 and 2. They're trying to reboot it softly, like not a hard reboot, but a soft reboot, and they're going to use it to try to explain the difference between Henry Cavill and obviously Liam Hemsworth being the new Geralt of Rivia. I think they're going to use it in kind of like this multiverse thing that they explored in the Witcher Blood Origin with the monoliths. I think they're going to use that to kind of explain the new Geralt of Rivia. This is something I've been thinking about for a long, long time, and apparently Bounding Into Comics has now released an article detailing essentially the same thing from other YouTubers who apparently think the same way. So we're going to get into the article, guys. This one, like I said, comes from some good old Bounding Into Comics, and it says, The Witcher Blood Origin ending sparks theory that Netflix will address Geralt's recasting by rebooting the entire series. Now, I said I'm going to do an entire review on the show, but I got to say, I watched all 4 episodes now officially, and it's terrible, okay? If you guys are looking for a show, do not watch this fucking show. This show is absolutely terrible in every way imaginable, and it's not because they stray away from the source material, even though that's a big point of it, but it's because it's just honestly a really bad show. They do too much in too little time. They try their hardest to try to fit everything they can, and they rush everything in 4 episodes, and it just doesn't work, on top of a bunch of other reasons that are wrong with the show. If you guys want to see my thoughts on it, watch out for my series on the review. I'm going to be releasing the videos over time as quickly as possible, so stay tuned for that. If you want to see the beginning, you could go watch the first one. But it says, while Netflix has remained mum on just how exactly they plan to address Geralt of Rivia's upcoming recasting from Henry Cavill to Liam Hemsworth in The Witcher, the ending to the series' Blood Origin prequel has sparked a new theory which suggests that they will do so by outright rebooting the entire franchise, which I'm telling you, I really think they're going to do that. At least a soft reboot. They're not going to do a hard reboot, but I think it's going to be a soft reboot. This theory was first raised, I don't know by YouTuber The Sporking News Podcast during his December 28th appearance on Bounding Into Comics' own weekly live stream, The Black Pill Stream. I'm pretty sure I said it before the 28th, but that's okay. It says, broaching the topic of The Witcher Blood Origin as part of the night's planned topic, The Sporking News Podcast recalled that after viewing its finale, he was left with the impression that Netflix will be taking drastic measures to explain Cavill's recasting. They're either going to write Geralt out completely and have a different Witcher, the Sporking Podcast told the show's host and the article's author, Spencer Bakuli, or Hemsworth is going to take the role over, but they're going to start from season 1 again, and it's just going to be a different story. In explanation of his theory, the Sporking News Podcast pointed to the post-credit scene of Blood Origin's final episode of Mages and Malice and Monstrous Mayhem. Now, this is true, okay? I'm sorry if I butcher this man's name because I say it a certain way. I've always said it a certain way, but Avalash, okay? Avalash, I think that's how you say it. I could be, maybe it's Avalok, I don't know. But he's a main character in the actual Witcher lore, and when the show ends, he's basically seen looking at Ciri in the exact same manner that Geralt of Rivia was looking at Ciri, except this time, Ciri doesn't notice Geralt, Ciri notices Avalok. So when she notices him, she realizes like this strong connection, and he kind of smiles and such because he realizes that he's looking at the ancestor of the Elder Blood, of which was kind of rebooted in Witcher Blood Origin when Ellie was the one who gave birth to her child between her and the original Witcher. The whole thing is fucking made up. I mean, it's insane what they've done, but they have decided to do a whole bunch of shit with this story that is in, and it makes sense because they're trying to do their woke version of their fucking show that Henry Cavill didn't want to happen in the first place, and now that they removed Henry Cavill from the equation, they're going to do everything that they wanted to do from the beginning, starting with Witcher Blood Origin and leading into furtherness. So, let's see. It says therein, after having seemingly used the monoliths to travel between the various worlds of the multiverse, the mage Avalash, Samuel Blenkin, is transported to the city of Sintra some 1,500 years into the future, where he soon takes notice of a young Ciri playing dice on the streets with her friends. As noted by the Sporking News Podcast, this same dice game was first depicted on screen in the first episode of the core Witcher series. Likewise, during this dice game, Siri finds herself overwhelmed with the uneasy feeling that she is being watched. However, rather than eventually discovering that the pressuring gaze she felt was that of Geralt, as she did in the 7th episode of The Witcher's first season, Blood Origin instead retcons the story so that Siri instead meets the gaze of Avallac'h himself, who smirks in response to his being noticed. That right there, that scene from Witcher Blood Origin basically almost proves, I'm not going to say fully proves, but it almost proves the soft reboot theory. They're definitely going to go down that path. I don't think that they want to have any kind of like tie to Henry Cavill with this show. They've wanted to do what they wanted to do for the longest time, and Henry Cavill, in my opinion, was the thorn in their side, stopping them from doing certain things, and now that he's gone, I mean, it's free reign at this point. This show is going to go down the woke retardation. It's ridiculous. It says a small moment of non-verbal communication at such an early point in the core series timeline believes the Sporking News podcast is meant to serve as a divergence point from which Netflix can tell a new version of Geralt's tale with Hemsworth in the role and without any of Cavill's influence regarding source material accuracy. It's exactly what I've been saying for I don't even know how long now, but it's going to happen. I'm telling you, they're going to do what they've been wanting to do for the longest time. It says they're letting us know without telling us. They are rewriting the season of one of The Witcher. Bye-bye Henry Cavill, asserted the YouTuber. Interesting, a recent interview given by series executive producer Lauren Hisrich seems to lend credence to the Sparking News podcast New Geralt theory. Speaking to Entertainment Weekly earlier this month about The Witcher's post-Cavill future, Hisrich explained Geralt has a new mission in mind when we come back to him in Season 4. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Henry Cavill's going to be gone in Season 4. Henry Cavill's going to do Season 3, or I think he's already done Season 3, and then after that, he's gone. So they're gonna do something at the end of Season 3 that's going to explain why there is a new Geralt of Rivia. They're going to go down some ghetto freaking multiverse story, I promise you. It's going to be something along those lines, tied to the monoliths within the story. It's never going to be what it should have been. And it's sad, man, because Henry Cavill was signed on for 7 seasons. That's what he wanted to do. He really wanted to see this whole story through, and he loves this franchise. And the fact that he's being removed from it, or he left because of what they're doing, it goes to show just how bad this is going to get. Like, if you think it can't get worse, I promise you it can get worse. I thought things couldn't get worse after Rings of Power, and I was proved sorely wrong with The Witcher Blood Origin. So I guarantee you it's going to get worse. He's a slightly different Geralt than we expected, she teased, before emphasizing, now, by the way, that's an understatement. She's excited. I'm telling you, she's excited to ruin this. She wants to ruin this. Though the Sporking News podcast theory currently remains just that, more information regarding Netflix's plan for Geralt should come to light when the third and Cavill's last season of The Witcher premieres in summer of 2023. Well, when it does premiere, guys, I promise you I will be reviewing that show because I am a Witcher fan. I'm a Henry Cavill fan, and I'm very curious as to how they're going to screw him over. I know they're going to screw him over. They are going to do such a ridiculous ending to Season 3 that's going to try to somewhat explain how they are going to introduce Liam Hemsworth. I promise you it's going to be stupid, so look forward to that review, guys. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought of today's story, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.